I don't know. It's going to be so hot today. I don't know if anybody's going to be singing the praises of summer. Maybe if you have good air conditioning. It's 71 degrees already, 8:09. Good morning to you, and good morning, and welcome to our guest in the studio. Steve Jardine is here.
Hello, good morning. Yeah.
How are you, Steve?
Today's going to be a hot one.
Yes, it is. I don't have air conditioning at home, so I think my dog and I are going to hang out in the basement for a while.
Oh, wow.
When it's at its yesterday.
That's the time to get the work done in the basement, right? It's nice and cool down there. Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yep. There's spiders down there, though.
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to clean up.
Oh, well, yeah, that's kind of a good point, isn't it? Yeah.
That's why you'd be down there working. That's why I save my time doing stuff like that for, rainy days and whatnot. And boy, did we have some rain last night.
Oh,
wow.
Boy, yeah. The dog was hiding under the piano last night. That's how scared she was.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's been a month of crazy weather and the hottest July in history or something like that.
This summer is the reason that many people say autumn is their favorite time of year, I think. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially you without air conditioning. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just stubborn and cheap.
Okay.
And I keep saying for 2 or 3 weeks out of the year, I'll be fine. I don't need it. And then for those 2 or 3 weeks, I complain.
Been tough. Yep.
Yeah. So what did you drive here today?
I drove a Subaru Solterra, which is a full electric car. It's actually made by Toyota, and so Toyota sells it. And they have a weirder name for it, BZ4X.
Good thing you have a relationship with both manufacturers.
Yeah. So nice car, full electric, all that type of stuff. It's their they also sell it a version of it as a Lexus as well. Each one is badged a little different and stuff like that. But really, really nice car.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of cool.
When you plug them in to charge, how long does it take to fully charge it every day?
Oh wow, that's a not an open-ended question. It's there's 3 different versions. Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's a level 3, which is the very, very fast charger that takes, actually I don't know because I don't actually own one because they wanted us to put one in at the dealership, but the level 3 chargers that you would find on, let's say, the New York State Thruway and whatnot are only like $40,000 a piece. Yeah.
40,000.
And I was like, I am not doing that. And actually,
if I was driving on the Thruway or if I was going to Florida, I would look for a place that had a level 3, and then I could charge up
in half an hour or something like that.
Wow.
I
kept wondering.
I probably should do more research on that.
I kept wondering if I'd have to, rent a hotel room and plug the car in for the night, but apparently that's not the case.
No, that's not the case. But still, if electric cars catch on and you're on the New York State Thruway and then you need a charge and someone's 10 minutes into their 30-minute charge, you're going to be waiting there quite a while, a lot longer than you would be waiting to just put some gas in your, Toyota hybrid, which we talked about before. Then there's a level 2, which I have a bunch of them at the store, and they're, that's a overnight sort of thing for a full, electric car. So that's like an 8-hour
So that you would plug in at home.
Yeah, and the other thing with the level 3... Okay, not to bore you to death, but with the level 3 it would be like quick charging your phone, and the more you quick charge your phone, your battery doesn't get that longer life, so you start losing the life of your car. So today your phone or your car has 100% charge, and if you always use a quick charger and always are doing it that way and not the long trickle thing, now your battery's only got 95% capacity, 90, 80, 70. So as your car gets older,
they fool us that way with your phone. After you charge it, it'll say I'm at 100%. But the thing is that yesterday 100% would get you say 100 hours.
Right.
But by the time you've charged it a few times, 100% only gets you 50.
Same idea with the
hours,
cars.
Or 20 minutes.
Yeah, same idea with the cars. So that's
100%
again another
means all I can do today, not all I could ever. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
And then there's level 1, which is you plug it in your GFI outlet in your garage, and that, like on a full electric car like my car, I plugged it in and it says will be done in 2.5 days.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a full electric car, which is all battery, and then there's the plug-in hybrids, which the Toyota products have plug-in hybrids, which are again, we've talked about this many times, but is the way to go for me. You can plug it in,
Gasoline or electric?
Gasoline or electric or gas hybrid and an electric. So with a RAV4 Prime, which is one of our most popular models, you plug it in your garage overnight while you're sleeping. It's got a full charge. You can go 50 miles, and then it needs a charge again, and you can use any outlet on in your garage, sort of thing, or at work. So for me, I live in Montgomery, work in Middletown. I go back and forth to work. I never use a drop of gas. But if I wanted to drive to, Niagara Falls tomorrow, I don't have to look and see where I'm going to plug in Syracuse. I don't get to see where I'm going to plug in Niagara Falls.
That's true. You would have to plan that ahead before taking the trip if you had all electric.
Right, if you have all electric. So, fortunately for me, with the dealerships, I have a full electric car. I got a plug-in electric car. I got a truck at home. I got a whatever. But not everybody can have 4 cars in their driveway. So if you have a full electric car, you need an extra car if you have a full electric car for the times that you can't use it and stuff. So we've talked about it before. There's reasons for them. There's in certain circumstances, they're wonderful, but they're not the answer. And
what do you find is the biggest difference in handling when you're driving an all electric?
It's kind of like if you ever been in an electric golf cart. The second you touch the pedal, it's torque and it's and it just takes off, and it's real quiet and real smooth, and all of that. But the car,
it doesn't coast.
It doesn't coast, and it also weighs as much as 2 cars.
Oh, okay.
So it's like that car, I believe, is a little over 9,000 pounds. A Tesla is over 9,000 pounds. So that would be the same. It's beating up the blacktop on the highway, right? Like a 9,000 pound full-size Tundra with a full of cement bags in the back, and so that's how much the car weighs and stuff. So there's again, there's pros and cons. We've talked about the electric cars before and my opinions of them and stuff, but Toyota's got some really, really cool solid state battery stuff coming out in the next 2 years. So the range is going to go from 250, 300 up to 900. The cost will come down, the weights will come down, but this is the introduction.
Technology is going to get better, and we're going to get there. Whether or not we're there yet now, well, that's a big conversation. Yeah. But now, last night I saw a TV commercial for a guy driving on the highway who was able to take his hands off of the wheel, and his car was self-driving on the highway. Would you trust your life to a self-driving car at 70 miles an hour?
Okay, so
that was not a yes or no answer, was it?
I had to go to a convention in Nashville for Subaru, and that was a couple Sundays ago. And of course, we had more rainstorms, and West Point got flooded, and that was day.
Yes,
so I was stuck in Newark Airport, and it wasn't even raining down there, and we seen what was going on in West Point and up here. So we were like, if we go home, we're never going to get back to the airport tomorrow anyway. They're going to cancel all the flights anyway, blah, blah, blah. Let's just drive to Nashville. So me and my guy, we got in the car, we get in Nashville, we get through the storms, and we got a 12-hour ride ahead of us. He put it on cruise control and put the steering assist and never touched the wheel and never touched the brake or the gas until Nashville.
And he was able to pass slower vehicles and maneuver in and out. And wow.
It speeds up, slows down, it stayed in the lines and all that type of stuff. And
did you love it?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
Because when we did hit the heavy rain, it said, not active anymore.
Okay.
That sort of thing. I don't know. You get a big bug lands on the camera in the front. It's not active anymore and stuff. But. So the full automation, I don't like, but for a long ride like that, we're sitting there, we're talking, and obviously we're paying attention and whatnot. And sometimes, you want to steer into the other lane, so you steer in the other lane and, reactivate it and all of that. And it was a Subaru Outback, by the way. And, he was like, it's much less stressful because I'm not holding the wheel and I'm not pressing the gas and brake and, and all that type of stuff. And it made for him driving, it made the 12-hour trip easier and less stressful and stuff. But I was like, just put your hands on the wheel, dude.
Yeah, I would be that way too.
Whatever. I drive race cars, so I want to be in control of what I'm doing. I want to be in control of my destiny. But they have that technology nowadays. But like anything else, just thinking into the future or whatever. My mechanics they don't change oil no more. They got to be electricians.
Yes.
And they got to be computer scientists and stuff like that. And again, I don't know what the word is. I'm not that smart, but like later on down the line when this stuff breaks, who's going to fix it later on down the line? And how much, if you took all of this crap out of a car, how cheap could you make the car? Like the car could be so much less expensive. No?
I was talking with a friend about this just yesterday that years ago I worked for the local newspaper taking classified ads, and people would say, this car is loaded. It has air conditioning.
Oh, power steering.
AM, FM radio.
Yeah.
And even power windows. Well, now every car is loaded.
Right.
And that makes them a lot more expensive.
Well, how about the pod keys? Like right now, it's embarrassing. Toyota doesn't have enough semiconductor chips. So when you pick up your car today, some of them, you only get one pod key. You don't get two because they don't have enough chips yet for two keys. So God forbid you lose your key.
Yeah.
So that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then when they have a chip and they have a key, they'll send it to you. And these pod keys are like $400 a piece. And it's not just Toyota, it's every brand, Subaru and GM and all of that. And I said to Toyota one time, I said, so the pod keys are $400 a piece and that push button costs money? Yeah. Why don't we take all of that out of the car, go back to the traditional key and save $1,000?
Yeah. Like
the car would be $1,000 cheaper, and they're like, "Well, it doesn't work that way." And I go, "Well, it seems like it should work that way."
Yeah.
Or the headlights that turn when you turn your steering wheel, and all of that. And they're like, and you hit a deer, and why is my headlight $1,200? Can we go back to a normal headlight? And so some of this stuff in the car is, it's safety and it's cool and it's all that type of stuff. But the what is it? The pessimist in me says, let's take all this crap out of a car and let's make an affordable car again.
It would be nice to have a version that's basic.
Right.
Yes, just to have that as an option for people with basic budgets, because there's a lot of us.
Well, yeah. Well, most of the cars, like the a Lexus or a Highline, whatever. Who can afford those? People with money, more than in the past, people that are our age group.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And we've never used a joystick to drive a car and, all of that type of stuff. So, like, my mother and father would get into a fancy Toyota, and my father's like, I don't even know how to turn the heat on.
Yeah, stop being so creative.
Yeah, like, that's what I used to call it, people still like vanilla ice cream, Like,
yes.
Let's just not reinvent the wheel. Let's make a car that's vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream sells. People still want vanilla ice cream.
I would buy a vanilla ice cream car from you. Yes,
that's what I mean.
Especially if it came in a funky color. Let's take a break. We're going to be right back and talk more. Steve Jardine is here from Johnston's Toyota and Johnston's Subaru on Wall Radio. 824, 72 degrees at Wall Radio. With me in the studio, we were talking cars. Steve Jardine from Johnston's Toyota.
824 already. Wow, that flew by.
I know.
Jeez.
And I thought we were just going to talk cars for a second, and then we were going to talk about all the charity stuff that you do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the charity stuff that you do.
Wow, yeah, we got a bunch of cool stuff we just did and coming up. And
you're such a good neighbor.
I try to be. We try to give back to the community because that's where we came from and that's what we want to give back to. So, yeah. So last week we do the Subaru Loves to Care event, and we were up at Garnet Health Hospital handing out hundreds of blankets for people. It's a leukemia society, so when people are there for their cancer treatments, they get a nice warm fuzzy blanket.
Oh.
That while they're sitting there in their chair getting their chemo or whatever, they can snuggle up in their nice Subaru blanket and stuff like that. So that was part of that program. We gave a couple hundred of those away. We just had a charity event with Subaru with socks for homeless. So
I hear that's the number one request that homeless people make. I need
hundreds
some
and
socks.
hundreds of pairs of socks we gave away. That was pretty cool. Today we give a certain amount of money to the month of May for every car that we sell for the Jewish Family Services for the camp that they run for children with autism at Brayside Camp here in Middletown and stuff like that. So we're giving them a nice big check today. I believe it's over $3,000 or so for that to help them with their supplies and that sort of thing for the camp, and one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. So
Yes, yes, and you're still working to help in the town of Montgomery, the food pantry and the volunteering.
Yeah, volunteer ambulance corps. They're going to be our Share to Love event this November, December. For both of them. So we're gonna stack the shelves with food and buy some more equipment for the ambulance corps down there. My brother's a doctor, my sister's a nurse, so they're in the medical field, and the volunteer ambulance corps is great down there, and they came and assisted with my father and stuff like that recently, and that's pretty cool. And the food pantry has always been dear to me. My kids, when they were real little, used to go volunteer with their mother over there and stuff like that. So it's nice events.
Yes.
All local stuff. That's one thing. Another dealership in town was just a mom and pop store was just purchased by a big Group 1 out of wherever they're out of California. They own thousands of stores, so another mom and pop store kind of got gobbled up in town again. So there's only a few of us left that are family owned and operated organizations, and but we try to give back to the community. I think the community notices it as well. So
I think so.
Yeah,
I do think so. Now you're going to come golf with us for the Garnet Health Foundation Golf Classic in September, right?
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Michelle Taylor will be out. She's a golfer, and you're a golfer, and I'm just somebody who says, no, not me.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just don't think I'd have the patience for it.
I try. I haven't played in a couple weeks for different reasons, but I tried last night in my golf league at 4 o'clock and hit one ball, and then the horn went off and lightning started coming down, and we started running.
Oh, shades of the movie Caddyshack, yes.
Yeah, no, it was worse than Caddyshack. It was get back to your car before you die sort of situation.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, but that'll be fun. That'll be fun. That's in August. Oh my gosh, July was just booked every single day with something, but August is kind of open, so that was cool.
Well, that's in September.
Yeah.
Yep, and people can get info on that, Garnet Health Golf Classic.org. I think that's from memory. So if not, you may have to Google it to get the exact one. But that'll be neat, fun for you and fun for Michelle. And I can picture the two of you together. Oh yeah.
Oh boy,
you're gonna have a good time. Steve, look at this. Look what time it is.
Oh, it's time to go, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you for always coming to visit and being here in person and talking about who knows what. You're ready to go in any direction every single time.
Yeah, sometimes a little bit of car information is kind of cool, and sometimes it's just boring car stuff, whatever.
And one of these days we're going to start our own how to drive school, because I know we have similar pet peeves on other people's driving habits. Not that we have any bad habits.
The people
ourselves.
that are driving around us are probably talking about us too. So what the heck?
Probably true. Yeah.
But no, we're gonna have finish up July great, and August is going to be a wonderful month, and if anybody
you
needs
got lots of cars to sell.
We're finally getting inventory in,
All right.
and things are good. So come see us if you can, and if not, we'll see you next month.
Thank you so much. Johnston's Toyota and Johnston's Subaru. Steve Jardine, always happy to have you here at Wall Radio. But for now, we got to move on. It's 8:29, coming up on 8:30. Let's get into some news, and then we'll get into some Doobie Brothers.